there, my name is Coolsjes. Today, before we head into the final event of the biggest Marble League ever, there's one thing that we definitely have to look at. How do the teams feel heading into the final event? We will be doing 3 questions each. And the first one will be, how do you feel about your team? The second one will be, what could you have done better so that you could be in a better position? And number 3 is my favorite one, an extremely off-topic question, a different one for all 16 teams. They'll be heading out in reverse order. The first one to come up, since we said reverse order, is a mellow yellow. So we're going in the order of yellow here, yelly, yellup, and yella. Hey mellow yellow, how are you guys doing today? We're preparing hard. We definitely don't want to be last. Okay, well, question number 1 I have for you guys in this interview. How do you feel about your team? Who wants to take this one? Oh, yellup? I see. It could be better. We definitely need to try harder. I mean, we got a 6th place in event 1, but we've been struggling ever since then. We got a 4th place, balancing some other events along the way. I can definitely say that we need to do better. I see. I think the question I have for you guys is, what is something that you think you could make your team better, or what is something you need to get better at? Oh, yelly? I see. We need training. Oh, okay. Is that it? Yup, we definitely need training. And now, the most important question of this interview. Oh, is it about hobbies? We have a lot. Now, I have a question. What came first? The chicken or the egg? How about our success? Oh, yellow? You think it's your success? Yeah. Oh, well, apparently that's what came first, chicken or the egg. But that wraps up our interview with a mellow yellow. Next up, let's get our shining swarm in here. To go in order of Captain Sparkle, Shimmer, Gleam, and Glimmer. Hey shining swarm, how are you guys doing today? Oh, we just came back from our house. Well, I mean, this is the interview building, so I guess it makes sense. We're interviewing you guys, and can you answer 3 questions for us? Yeah, I think we can. Okay, Sparkle. Number 1, how do you feel about your team? Great. We need to beat the Limers, though. So according to you, Glimmer, you guys need to beat the Limers? And that's it? I mean, and maybe climb some more spots, like being those Java chunks and stuff. Okay. Anything else you feel about your team? We are known. Explain to me how you're known with a 15th place finish. We are not last. You guys have also never been last really in a standing. Okay. Now, number 2, what's something you could have done to make your team better? Or what is a strategy maybe you have to get better? Or what is something you need to get better at? We just need to be overall more consistent. You said it enough in event 9, but like, it makes sense. We go from a 5th place finish to dead last, and that's kind of how it's been the entire time. I see. Anything else? Sparkle? Nope. Last one. What answers this one? Oh yes, you, Shimmer? Okay. Have you seen the marble polishing experts? Duh, why do you think we're called the Shining Swarm? Okay, I would expect we have kind of attitude, but I guess it makes sense. Thanks for coming to the interview. Oh, goodbye. And next we're going to be interviewing the Limers, who also had a party recently. They're excited to be coming here today. So let's get them on in. Hey, Limers. Okay. Which order are you guys going to be going in? Oh, could you guys come on to camera a little bit more? Oh, I see. You're going to be order Sublime, Lime. It looks like here we have Goo Lime and Slime Lime. Hey, Limers. How are you doing today? Doing very good. Thank you very much. Okay, Slime Lime. So number 1, how do you feel about your team? We are not last, and we qualified for this, and now we're doing stuff. We're on 14th. Tied for 14th, you mean, right? Yeah, but 14th is 14th, and I wouldn't trade for 15th. You guys are copying my lines at this point, are you? Okay. Now, number 2. What is something that you could do to be better? Or what is something that you need to get better at? What do we need to do? We are the greatest team of all time, and we are not last. Okay, Lime, so you're the greatest team of all time because you are not last. Excuse me if I'm wrong, but other teams have also not been last, right? Yeah, but we have never gotten last. We are not last, therefore we're the greatest team of all time. Okay. And now, our third question. How are the Raspberry Racers doing? How are they doing? I'll tell you how they're doing. We are better than them. We are in the Marble League. Razzies, we are coming for you. Okay. Next up, we will interview the Crazy Cat's Eyes. How are you doing, Crazy Cat's Eyes? We're having a very colorful day, if we will. You guys know I love puns. Looks like you're perfect at mastering it. Thanks. Okay, well, I have some questions to ask you guys today. So number 1. How are you feeling about your team? Who wants to take this one? I see Yellow Eye. What would you like to say? Well, actually, maybe Cyanide should say this one, but I'll say it because you called on me and I like speaking. But we are definitely trying to medal. We have visited the Hazers town or city, the Hazers city, and are hoping to potentially get a medal. Cyanide has been training like crazy. He's been all of us in running recently. Once the course opens in a few hours after the interview, we're just going to see how Cyanide is doing. So we're training Cyanide because Cyanide has gotten a medal of us, and we're planning to get one more medal and be a good team, or recognized as a good team. We are a great team. Okay. Second, what is something you want to get better at, or what is something that you want to learn how to do, and like to make your team better? Oh yes, Blue Eye. We need to get better racing IQ. I feel like we're actually one of the best teams here. It's just that sometimes that we need to learn how to be better and how to make the smarter decisions with the potential we have. I see. So basically just putting it out better. It's basically formulating your ideas differently on the course to see if it pays off. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Okay. And last question. Thoughts on Team Momo? They are in 16th, and their name is not Minty Fresh. We will take the lead in Marble 01. We will beat them on this course when the event happens, and we will prove that, like, maybe we're not ahead of them here, but, like, we are the better team. Okay, furious, RedEye. Anything else you'd like to say? Nope. I think that was a nice interview, even if it was like 20 seconds. Okay. Well, thanks for coming in, Crazy Cat's Eyes. Next up, the White Wolves. Hello, sir. Okay, let me see if I can get the order right, because the White Wolves are the only team I can't tell. Oh, I see. Does it go Predator, then Predators, then Bite, then Howl, then Pride? Yep, it does. Oh, okay. Shocked they got it right. Well, hello, White Wolves. Hello. Okay. Well, I have some questions to ask you guys today. By the way, guys, if you did not know, the youngest team in the league is the White Wolves. So number 1, how do you feel about your team? Well, I'll admit for sure, yeah, this is not the best season that we can have, and I don't think it will ever be the best season we will have. But this is our first year in pure marble racing rather than just in our hometown. And I think that something important we have learned, and that is what matters. That's what's important the most. I just feel like that this has been a learning experience rather than a championship experience. I mean, in a few years, we might be able to compete on the level of the Thunderbolts and the Bumblebees and the Hazers and even the Troll Sliders. I just feel like we're not ready now, but we're learning. And in a few years, if this competition still goes on, we are taking that crown. Okay. Second, who wants to answer this one? Oh, bite? Yes. What type of, what is something you want to get better at, or what is something you want to learn to make your team better in the Marble League? I personally think that we need to keep doing what we do. So you feel like that basically you're doing the maximum you can? I mean, no offense or anything, but 12th place finish. So, well, sometimes it's not about the ending. It's about the journey. And this journey has been unforgettable. Wow, wow, wow. Wise words, Predator. This last one is for pride. This is the most important question of the interview. Coyotes or hyenas? How does white wolf sound? I mean, that's us. The coyotes or hyenas? I have to say hyenas. Oh, well, I assume there's no hyenas watching the video. Ah, what is that? Okay, so the coyote just tried to attack me, so the white wolves and the coyote made amends. Next up, we have the Java Chunks. Hey, Java Chunks. Oh, hello. Okay. You haven't been interviewed yet, so I'd like to do an interview with you. Well, that sounds nice. Okay, this first one is for Ice. How does it sound? How do you feel about your team? Oh, we weren't even in this shit to race. We were just in this so we could sell more ice cream than Minty Maniacs. And we have. Wait, you guys have sold more Java Chunk ice cream than Midship ice cream? Yep, we are outdoing them in ice cream money. And that means that we are better. I see. No. So what's something that maybe you want to add to your team, or something you want to do better to make your team a contender? How about this one is for what I call on ice, I'll call on chocolate here. Well, I mean, here's what I think. We prepare for the worst, so we do for the best. The problem is we don't really do our best. Oh, I see. So you feel like you could have really done better. I mean, look at it. We're in 11th place. Those minty stuff are in 8th. We could have been better. And I think we know it. I see. So basically, that's what you want to focus on. Prepare for the worst, and then do the best. I mean, if we see... Oh, yes, Cream. I mean, if we see what is the worst, we will know that we don't want to go there. And that way, we will then do the best. I see. And lastly, this one's for coffee. Captain, of course. Now, are the Minty Maniacs better because we're ahead in the overall standings? Okay, I guess there's no answer. Next up, we will be interviewing the Indigo Stars because the Job Chimps also did not answer their last question. Now, hello, Indigo Stars. How are you guys doing today? Very nice, if you will. Okay, I guess I was copying from Crazy Cat's except I don't get the pun. Okay, well, I have a few questions for you guys. Number 1, I'll call on Go-Go. How do you feel about your team? Well, I think that there's one thing when we heard the Hazers were going to host a practice marble for fun, that was going to help prepare us maybe for the qualifiers, what they were going to bring, we were like, let's do this. So really, we did this so we could prepare for the qualifiers. We've been saving lots of energy. And honestly, I feel like we could do better. It's just that we're trying to see how to really get a feel for the event rather than just outright doing the event for no true reason. And I think it's paid off. I mean, we are ready for the qualifiers. A nice one. Okay, go. Now, next up, we'll call on Indy. Now, what is something you want to do better, or what is something that you want to learn to make your team better? Well, I mean, here's something. I feel like we are still a young team, and I feel like we have room to grow. I don't feel like we should be heading for a championship, considering everything we just stated. I think we are a long-term team, so don't be surprised if one day we become a dynasty, but that's just not happening anytime soon because we are preparing long-term. I think you say in the end you might become a dynasty, or who knows, we plan to head for it. We also planned a bunch of other things. Okay. Anything else you want to add, Bingo? Oh, yeah, I think what he said. I think we're just gonna try to prepare for the long term, and that way we don't have to worry about the short term. Okay, last one I guess I'll call on Diego. Here's what I want to ask: why aren't you the Blue Stars? Because our name is the Indigo Stars. Diego and Indy make indigo. Go and bingo. And overall, we are the Indigo Stars. Okay, well, interesting. But I still don't understand why you guys are not the Blue Stars. Because we like indigo. Okay. Next up, we will be interviewing the Glaciers. Hello there, the Glaciers. Oh, hi. Okay, well, I have some questions to ask you guys today because this is an interview, and I'm curious to see. So number one, what type of team are you? I mean, oh yes, Glide. I mean, here's what I feel. We aren't the best team, but we aren't the worst. We aren't what we used to be. We are what we are now. And now, it's different from before. We entered 2018 qualifiers. We were more pressured to do it, rather than wanting to do it. We only wanted to see if we could make a potential return, and I think we might. Personally, I definitely do want to make a return now that we've gotten 4 medals. And along with those medals, I think that means that we're probably going to try to make a return. I see. Second question I have. Oh, yes, Glacier. What type of team, or what's something you want to get better at, or something that you don't know that you want to learn to make your marble team better? I just feel like it's really all about, I just feel like it's really all about the fact that we climb, and then we climb, and then we fall. And then we do the same thing over and over again. The question is, at one point do we climb and then fall, but we can't climb back up again? I think that's what's happening now. Now I think we're just stuck with a falling position. I mean, I think we're going to continue to be 9th in the league. We're not going to catch Minties, but we're not going to let the Indigo Stars buy us. I see. Anything else you want to add? Glace? Yeah, I think it's just that. We're going to continue to climb and continue to fall. But at one point, are we going to stop doing both and start just only climbing instead of only falling? Because we're on a pretty good run when you got 3 straight silver medals in a row. Yeah, but that's not really what matters now that we've been bottom half finishes. Yeah. And last question. Oh yes, this is for you, Glaciers, said Javin. If Snowballs joined, what would you do? See, everybody says we're rivals with the Snowballs, but honestly, we have the same fan base because we like to cheer for the same winter teams. And honestly, we don't have a rivalry. So you guys were never rivals? No, everybody just assumed we were rivals. We came from the same university and we knew each other since then. I mean, yeah, I was disappointed to see them get into the Marble League because they decided to host. But that doesn't mean that we're not friends with the Snowballs. I see. Thanks for coming in today, guys. Next up, we'll have the Minty Maniacs. Good order of, it looks like Minty Fresh, Minty Flave, and Minty Drizzle, and Minty Swirl. Oh, there they are. Hello. Oh, hi. I have a few questions to ask you guys. So, number one, how'd you feel about your team? I think 2021 will be the year of the Minty Maniacs. Everybody's proclaiming there's some so-called third place curse, but we will break that curse and we will go on to win it. We have practiced differently so that we know that you're a contender. And maybe we're not here, but still, 8th place is nothing to be ashamed of. I mean, Team Momo thought it was good and they're ahead of us, so 8th place is good. I mean, we can try to climb to 7th since we're behind them, but not by too many points. I just think that, honestly, we can do this, and we will do this. We will continue to do this, practice Marble League if we can, because we want to find a way to train in the off-season against teams. But I know that there's actually only 12 other teams who really exist because Glaciers retired and Java Chunks and White Wolves and everything. But that doesn't mean that they're not strong competitors because I know they are. Nice one, Minty Fresh. And next one's for you, Minty Drizzle. What are some things that you want to learn or something you want to get better at to make your team better in this Marble League? We underestimated it when we first came to the league. I mean, think about it. We beat the Cobalts in the showdown. We beat the Oceans in the overall. We beat Team Momo in the overall. We beat the Thunderbolts. We beat the Bumblebees. We were well ahead of the Glaciers. We led the Marble League. We thought these new teams were not going to be anything good. We dominated Crazy Hazers in the marathon. We dominated Mellow Yellow. We beat Shining Storm in a tiebreaker for showing that we deserved to. We beat everybody here. And yet we thought that was enough to win it. But no, just because you're ahead at one point in time, things don't last. And I guess it's supposed to be history never repeats itself. It only rhymes. But here, it hasn't fully rhymed because we underestimated things. And this one in teachers, and I noticed Minty Swirl even came in there. Oh, yeah. And that's for you, Minty Flave, the captain, who is up there in the most valuable marble race in 2nd place. Here's what I want to ask you guys. Are Javas better? No! There'll be nothing more from this office today. Okay. Well, next up, we'll be interviewing the fan favorite team, Momo. There's Momo, there's Momo. There's Momo, Mo, and there's Mo. Hello there, Team Momo. Oh, hi. How are you guys doing today? Pretty good. Now, how do you feel about your team? Oh, yes, you, Mo. We can go into Marble League without pretty much any injuries, and we can actually be good again. I mean, 7th place isn't exactly what we dreamed of, but it's not like it's anything to be ashamed of. 7th place is very nice. 2nd best we've ever been. Okay? 2nd question will be for you, Mimo. No. What's something you want to learn? And what is something that or you're going to get better at to better your team? 2 things. I'll name one of them, and I guess Mo can name the other. Okay. Well, you can go first. We just need to avoid contact. Contact is the most deadly thing in a Marble League. It gave us injuries. Okay, but without injuries, is it that bad? Yeah. And then Mo what's the other thing? Selling victories. Contact is what sells you victories. And that's why we want to play a non-contact game. Who says Marble League is supposed to be physical? It could hurt the other teams. And then it would hurt us. And then we would be back to like Marble League 2017 and Marble League 2018. So the thing is that contact is what can slow you down. And even if it pushes you ahead, it's not worth the risk. Okay, and the last one then will be for you, Momo. To go through an entire Marble League without injuries. Okay. Bye, Team Momo. Next up, we will have our first team here that's going to be contender. Unfortunately, it's not looking too high for them, but they don't need to give up hope. They have a chance. Shore, aqua, sea, and ocean. Hello there, the Oceanics. Oh, hi. How are you guys doing today? Let's go from 1 to 10. 10. I've been training hard for the final of the Marble League. I see. Now, how do you feel about your team? Well, honestly, we can contend with medals and no water. That's your answer, Shore? Yeah. Look, we have gotten lots and lots of medals in this Marble League, and there has been exactly 0 amounts of water. When you combine those two, it makes a success. Okay, but this is not even as high as 2018. Well, there we got medals and no water. I see. Second question for you guys. What's something that you want to change about your team? Aqua, or something you want to learn to make your team better? Honestly, I think what we need to do is really going for gold is not everything. Because when you don't end up for gold, you're clueless. So we need to head for medals overall, and then more. I see. So you also want to add the ocean? I agree with him. I mean, gold medals are nice. They feel great. But at the same time, I think I'd rather have a team like the Hazers. They don't have as many gold medals as us, and they're ahead of us. Okay. Now, our final question I'll be asking you, C. Okay. Do you think you can win? For sure, we're going for gold, and that's all we need to know. Okay. Goodbye, Oceanics. Next up, we will have the Cobalt, who are the 5th place team in this Marble League. Royal, Cerulean, Meatboat, and Azure. Hello, your Cobalts. Hi. Okay, well, I have some questions for you guys in this interview. How do you feel about your team at the moment? We have a chance. Oh, yes, we will. Well, we have a chance. We can do this. We're down by 17 points, so even if Thunderbolts make it into the top half, if Thunderbolts just bottom half, if everything goes our way, we will win the championship. And if everything doesn't go our way, this is our best finish in the Marble League, and it's guaranteed to be it. Okay. Next up, I'll be asking you, Azure. What is something you need to learn, something you want to get better at, to make your team better in this Marble League? Well, I think that here's what we need to do. We took too much for granted in this Marble League, and up with things that were not guaranteed, but we assumed they were. Oh, yes, Royal, also, you want to build off of that? Basically, what we're trying to say is that nothing is guaranteed. So don't take anything for granted, because nothing is there for granted. I see. Last one, then I'll be asking you, Cerulean. Last question is, will Team Galactic beat you at the science fair? Well, the results haven't come in yet, but we are confident we will win. Okay, Cerulean. Well, that's the Cobalt interview. Next up, we're heading for a 4th place team, and they're a pretty major contender, the Turtle Sliders. Shelly, and then Dash. There's Squirt, and there's Crush. Hello there, Turtle Sliders. Hello. How are you feeling from 1 to 10? Really good. really good to number is, okay, what is the questions to ask you? How do you feel about your team? He said, yes, Shelly. We are very, very great. This is better than what we could have imagined. And to set the record straight, the showdown is flawed. Okay. Now, next up. What type of team are you or strategies? Yes. Dash. We've learned that long term is better. Like, for instance, no offense to the team here, but Minty Maniacs got a silver in the first event, and we got our first medal in the 6th. Yet, who's ahead right now? It's us. Because we played long term, and we just need to get continuously better at this. We can climb all the other teams. I just want to build off of that crush. And also, the way we set up our team is that I'm his right-hand man, and he's mine. And that's the way we want to do it. But it hasn't panned out always in team events. But I just feel like that we just need to play it for long term and be with each other more than spreading out. I see. Last one then will be for you, Squirt. Finding Nemo or The Little Mermaid? The Little Mermaid. Okay. And that is the Turtle Sliders interview. Now our third place team, they have a really good chance to win actually, just 8 points back. The Hazers, moving on in the order of Hazy, then Smoggy, then Misty, and Foggy. There's the Hazers. How are you guys doing today? Pretty good. Okay, Hazy, well then this question's for you. How do you feel about your team? We will do this. In Smoggy, we trust. Okay, interesting answer. This next one then will be for you, Misty. What type of team are you or strategies? We find that trying all the time makes impact. Like for Misty, she has to try all the time to get good finishes. And I have to. And Smoggy has to, and Hazy has to. That's how you get good finishes. Consistency is key. I see. And now, this one's for you, Smoggy. Why did Hazy step down? No answer? Okay, well, thanks for coming to the interview, Hazers. Now, our second place team is only 4 points back of the leaders, the Bumblebees. With Bumble, Honey, and Bee, and Swaps. Hello there, Bumblebees. How are you guys doing today? Prepared. Okay. Now, how do you feel about your team? I guess you can go first, Swaps. No matter what, we are placing top 3. We will train like crazy if we have to. We will do everything if we have to. But we are going on the podium and showing that just because we came from the Hippolito tournament does not make us a weak team. Okay. Next up. What type of team are you? What do you, what type of team are you guys? I think that we just take a little bit for granted, and that's why we lost the league. We see ourselves up on top of the Hazers and everybody else, and we're like, oh, look at the lead we have. Well, it looks like no one's going to be beating us. And then we go into the bottom half, and we pick up 9s, we pick up 7 points, and we beat the Crazy Cats, and we beat everybody else along the way. But we're down to the Thunderbolts now because of what we did. Oh, I see. Anything else you want to say? B? After Bumble speaks? Yeah, I think it's just that. And here now, we're not going to trust anyone for anything. We are going to do this ourselves. Guys, no alliances or anything. Yep. Okay, my last question to you guys is... to you, honey. Why do you ride for Java Chunks and Minty Maniacs? We just don't like ice cream. I'm pretty sure you guys eat ice cream. Well, that is actually because our favorite ice cream is the balloon ice cream to Indigo Stars. And if we eat their ice cream, we get like a Java Chunks, and we get like the Minty Maniacs. Would Indigo Stars make ice cream? Yup. Well, that explains something. Thank you, guys. Now, our last team we'll be interviewing today is the Thunderbolts. Hello there, Thunderbolts. So we're going in order of Thunder, Bolt, Lightning, and Shock. How are you guys doing today? We're doing good. Okay, well, I have 3 questions for you guys, and then our interviews are over. How do you feel about your team? Oh, yes, you can go, Shock. We can definitely say that we have learned from 2016 that back then we made a mistake. We let the Savage Speeders and Mally Yellow get by. But now we will not blow against Bumblebees and Hazers and Turtles and Cobalts and Oceanics because we can do this. Nice answer, Shock. Now, next one. What is something that you want to learn or something that you have learned but want to get better at? Because you can go, Bolt. Consistency is key. Alright, anything else you want to add, Thunder? Exactly what Bolt said. If we're not being consistent, we're not doing enough. So we're going to stay consistent throughout this final to let everybody else know the door has been shut. And the key has been gone. Except we have it. Okay, next one. The last one's for you, Lightning. What's your favorite song? AC/DC. Wait, but isn't that a weather channel? I thought it was going to be Thunder by Imagine Dragons. Nah. Okay. Here you have it, guys, your Marble League interviews. Thanks, athletes, for answering my questions. Thank you for watching. I'm Coolsjes Singhvi, checking out.